Hey everybody, Nick Kramer here from Driven Leads, and I just wanted to talk to you today about the recommendations on Google Ads accounts. So we work with real estate agents, we work with other consulting firms or other agencies, consulting with them. In a lot of times we run into Google recommendations, and honestly, it's one of the greatest marketing ploys ever. Kudos to Google for doing this. Ultimately, all roads lead back to making Google more money. There's rarely is a time that we've seen it with our campaigns that we're building or managing, or any campaigns that we're auditing for other people. There's rarely a time that we've seen it where the recommendations, if you auto applied all those recommendations and applied those, that your campaign ends up in a better, healthier position. It actually spends more money because one of the recommendations is always spend more money. It goes outside of what you want. What I mean by that is it will open up and broaden the horizons of the keyword sets. So it'll take exact match keywords and phrase match keywords and open them up to broad match and say, remove all these, don't pause them, remove them, and put those all into broad, which gives you better opportunity to find more leads and more people for your business, which ultimately is it's awful. It's the worst move ever. So again, it's a great, just an amazing sales and marketing implementation by Google, because they're gamifying it by telling you how good and how optimized your program is. And if you want to be a Google partner, which we're a Google Premier partner, if you want to be a Google partner, all of your ad accounts have to be optimized to 70% or higher. And the way you do that is you just dismiss them. You can dismiss all the way to 100%, and then you can have that awkward conversation with your Google rep when they call you saying, hey, I noticed that you dismissed a lot of these. Can we talk about it? And say, yeah, we can, because none of these apply to my business. None of these apply to my clients' businesses. Because my client doesn't have an unlimited budget. They are 100% scripted to ask you about the impressions that you're losing. You're losing impressions. Well, if I had an unlimited budget or you were giving me free traffic, I would try to get every single impression possible, but that's just not the case, and I've got to pay other bills. So the recommendations, by gamifying them and putting those into a spot where people are able to go in there and apply it and say, okay, well, if I apply this, I get 7% more, and I get 5% more here, and 10% more for this. There's a lot of them there that you just shake your head and like, why are we putting this up as a suggestion? There are some recommendations that you might look at. You might say, okay, you've got too many keywords, or you've got keywords that are not being used because you've got another keyword that hits for that. So there are instances where we might pull those keywords out. I rarely use the apply feature inside Google. I'll sometimes change our bidding strategies with those recommendations, but I'll go out again outside of the auto apply, because I want to have a little bit more control in doing those. But I did create a video for you, and I'll show you sort of when you're creating these accounts, and unbeknownst to you, and we've seen this happen with our clients, but unbeknownst to everybody, is you could have auto apply all recommendations set up, which is a huge mistake, because you could do all this work, and if these auto applies hit, you might look at an account on Monday, and on Tuesday the auto applies all apply through, and then you come back next Monday, a week later, because that's what your schedule's set for, and all of these things have changed out. It has absolutely tanked your account. The numbers have gone through the roof, and just everything's shit hit the fan, so to speak. So we had that happen a couple times when Google first started doing auto apply. So step one, after we upload new campaigns and upload new accounts, is we set up, we turn off auto apply. So I'm gonna show you this video here on how to do that, and then that should give you a good understanding of where to find that recommendations, where to remove the auto applies, and then help you, if you're running your own campaigns, get around this sort of thing. When getting inside your Google Ads account, there's going to be recommendations, and this is where we go to ensure that you don't have issues with recommendations auto applying. You can let these sit all you want. I would clear out most of them. We clear out most of them. We dismiss, as you can see, there's a lot of them that we do to dismiss. There's just stuff that isn't relevant to us. But one of the big issues that we see is people don't get rid of auto apply recommendations. So let me show you how to do that in this account that we have. So auto apply recommendations. There are a lot of them. And if you don't have all of these unchecked here, you're going to end up with this stuff changing your keywords from phrase and exact to broads. You're going to have issues with redundant keywords being removed that you don't feel that are redundant, that are actually making headways. There's a bunch of stuff in there that they're going to try to pipe in that you don't want. You don't want Google to do that. So we always unselect all of these. Google will make it easy to select everything. If you can see, like, oh yeah, select all, select all. We always deselect, always. We'll show, if you see here, we've never done any of the auto apply. Let me show you how to get to them again. You're going to be in your Google account. You can go to any of the campaigns, but you want to go back to all campaigns. Hit recommendations. Inside recommendations, you can see here it's got download those. Auto apply is where you want to go. You go to auto apply and they'll be in here. If any of these are clicked and you are actively managing your account and care about your account, shut it off. They don't need to be there. So deselect all, then save. Just make sure that they're all unselected. But that's the gist of making sure you don't have this issue. This is a good way for Google to really tighten the screws on and running their campaigns the way they want them instead of running your campaigns the way your client wants them. So always keep that in mind. Make sure that you have that applied properly, and you shouldn't have any issues if that's the case. So that's all you have to know from that. Now that you've seen how to go in there and remove the auto apply features and sort of get a good idea of why it's in there and what we have to do to remove it, make sure you're checking your accounts. We check all of our accounts, so everything that we're doing for our clients, we're checking and making sure that auto apply isn't on. If you have any more comments or questions or concerns, go ahead and post them down in the comments. Obviously, I'd love to get your thoughts and insight into what you think is right or wrong on there. Again, we're doing this because we're managing these accounts. Some people will say you should have these auto applies on because Google's looking out for your best interest, and if you're not a professional not managing it, I disagree with that. I think that somebody that has no idea what they're doing could probably run a better job than letting the auto applies run themselves, especially if you've had somebody professionally create the account for you and create the campaigns. So keep that in mind. I don't want anybody to think that the auto apply is ever a good idea, because we just don't think it is. You can use those as baselines, but I wouldn't go much further than that. So again, keep that in mind. If you again have any questions about this, or you need any help with it, or want us to take a look at something, we'd love to do that for you. Just hit us up in the comments or reach out to us at drivenleads.com. Thanks for your time and have a great day.